I will go over some of the stuff that he shared. It was 2 hours, but of course, he's not just going to talk about ATOMY. He talked about his personal life, some jokes. I'll try to cover the most of the parts. Before going to this is how you I really realize it, but he became a crown master last year, and he became a master this year. We all know that there is a certain condition for you to challenge for Imperial Master. Even if you become a crown master, if you don't maintain the title 3 times, you're not qualified to challenge it for Imperial Master. But what amazed me, even going crown master, it's hard, but he was able to maintain 2 more times within that year, and then he challenged for the Imperial Master, and then within a year, he was able to achieve that Imperial Mastership title. So from his lecture, I can see the power that it has, the leadership that he has. When he got promoted to Crown Master, look at the picture. There were four other leaders who also got promoted to Crown Master. Question: are they also Imperial Master now? No, that's the thing. Did they maintain Crown Mastership title? No, only Imperial Master Kim did. Right? If you look at the picture over here, that's him, and then the wife, who's a bit taller, that's his wife. And as he also mentioned during Success Academy, it was part of the reason how he was able to know ATOMY and got curious about ATOMY, because he noticed that his wife is getting prettier. He noticed that his wife's skin is getting better, because what he said, I think the wife also, she's doing a lecture in Korea in Success Academy. She mentioned it many times that after giving birth to her first child, her skin was really covered with the melasma, like kind of dark spots. So she was really wearing a thick makeup. Even with the thick makeup, people can actually see that she has a dark spots. So that was that kind of like made her down with her self-esteem. But after using ATOMY 6's skincare set at that time, she noticed that her skin is getting brighter and then all the dark spot issue has been removed. That's what Imperial Master Kim has been noticed. And he did the business for last 10 years before starting ATOMY. So when he spotted a good item, he thinks it as a business opportunity. Okay, I stopped the story there. Look at all their gift. So on that day, this 4 crown master got promoted. During the ceremony, everybody got their what do you call it? Their carrier, and this carrier contains. Do you know how much? I'll mute it. So if you want to answer, you know how much? You want to guess how much? How much you can actually fit it in that carrier? Let's take a wild guess. $300,000. So $300,000 of a promotional gift will be given to you once you become a crown master. And then, see, 1.2 million has been went out on that day. Okay. So from the stories that he have shared, okay. The first thing, as we sat down, that this was the first thing that he asked. He asked, why are you here? Why are you all here? You all attended a Success Academy, and I'm sure you heard the things that I said already, but I'm sure you're tired. But still, why did you gather here again 9 p.m. to hear my story? Of course, everybody will say, oh, we are here to make money. We want to succeed like you. When he said that, or when people, all the attendees answered it, he said, but if you are just interested to make 1,000 to 3,000, ATOMY is not for you. Because in ATOMY, that is the hardest part. Making 1,000, I mean, like creating 1,000 to 3,000, that's the most hardest part. Many people think that making, like he's making 100,000 right now. Many people think that, oh, making $100,000 will be really hard. He said, no, actually, it's not that hard. But for him, making 1,000, 3,000 was the hardest. People think opposite way. You know what? 1 to 2,000, I think it can be easy. No, but in ATOMY, making 1,000, creating your income of 1,000, 3,000, that's the hardest part. Once you make that income, rest is a history. It's like really money balling, like after once you get $3,000. So he said, if you're interested just to get $1,000 to $3,000, he said, you know what? I'll give you the very clear answer. He was very straightforward. He said, don't do ATOMY. There are many other jobs you can make 1,000, 3,000, which is easier than ATOMY. Don't waste your time in ATOMY if that's your goal. But however, if you want to make a big money, big income, and if you desire to become rich, then ATOMY is a perfect choice for you. Because there is no other opportunity like ATOMY can make you make big income and make you become rich. So I'm sure everybody who joined the Zoom meeting, we are not here just to make $1,000 to $3,000. We are all here to make big income, big money. And so another thing he said, number 2, he said when he visited Canada 3 years ago, he was a royal master at the time, and then he showed his income at the time. It was around $50,000, but within he came back after 3 years. He became an imperial master, and then his income jumped up to 100,000. So he said it wasn't his ability to make 50,000 a month to 100,000. It's ATOMY system, and since he has a system running already on his team, as long as you keep on educating your partners. What are you going to educate? Where are you going to guide them? You're going to guide them to the road to success. Of course, your income will increase. If it doesn't, it will be a miracle if it doesn't increase, right? He said, well, when I was here 3 years ago, my general commission hasn't reached the 50 million of the maximum cap yet. But he said it. It was around 20 million, but however, reaching 50 million, it wasn't his effort. It wasn't his ability. It was company. He said, I tried. Actually, he actually tried to go from 20 million to 50 million to reach the maximum, but how are you gonna fill the gap of 30 million? He realized it's something he cannot really do. Doesn't matter what ability, like what power you have, something you cannot do. But with a company system, he was able to do it, and company helped it out because company introducing more product. More product equals to more PV. But how he was able to get more PV? Because he has a lot of auto consumers already. And this is one thing that really stick to my mind. He said when he started doing ATOMY business, his goal was one and only. He wanted to become Imperial Master. I mean, he said, my goal was not just becoming Royal Master. My dream was not just getting maximum $1,500 a day. My goal was to become Imperial Master, one and only. From the time I started, I only work towards the goal. And if you attend the Success Academy, probably you remember he achieved the sales shareholders mastership within 10 months. He said actually that helped his goal wanted to become Imperial Master soon. In order to do that, he needs to challenge for mastership soon. He needs to show that it works, so many partners will follow. He said, what if he got scared? he delayed of becoming, sales master, diamond master, Sharon was master. He said there's no way he will become imperial master at this point. If this is a road you need to take anyways, go for it. Actually, for number 3, he actually asked a question as a joke, like people were there. He asked a question. He said, whoever gets the right answer, I'll give you. He said he took out his wallet and then he has a few Canadian dollars. Whoever gets this answer, I'll give you $10. So actually, but for this question, nobody answered right. He asked the audience who came the day. He said, you heard from my road to success from Success Academy that I told you that last 10 years before starting ATOMY, for 10 years, it was a failure after failure. New business, but keep on failing it. But from that experience, what he has learned, what I have learned, and people answered, how to fail or how to lose money or how to start a new business. But what he said, becoming successful is very hard. Success is easy. After all that years of failing, he realized doesn't matter how hard he try. When you see him, of course, you will notice that he's type of guy will never rest. For the things that he wanted, I think he will go for it no matter what. With that attitude, of course, I'm sure he tried hard every business that he did, but he ended up failing it. It wasn't really his fault. It was a part of economy. It was a trend change. It was, mismanaging the business. So after the failure, what he noticed success, it's not easy. And then he jumped into next question. You have to have a clear definition of what you are doing in ATOMY. So I know, when you come to the meeting, I usually mention we are the owner of online shopping mall. Right? So if somebody asks me what do you do, it's ATOMY. What is it ATOMY? I usually say, oh, I'm running an online shopping mall, dealing with the daily necessary product. I mean, for me, it was an easy way to explain it. But when one Imperial Master Kim said, you have to have a clear definition of what you're doing. And he gave us the answers, right? He said, we are distributors, which is true, right? We are distributing product manufactured by B&H. Another thing he mentioned, in order for you to distribute, so for example, big box stores, Costco, Walmart, what do? Same thing. They are distributor too. They are distributing product manufactured by some other companies. Using that store, they are distributing the product. But ATOMY, yes, we are distributor, but one thing is hugely different. What is that? We don't need a store. He said, we are distributors, but this business doesn't require for you to open up a store. The next question is, yes, you are a distributor, you need to distribute the product, but you don't have a store. Then what do you need to do? You need to open up a store. So I'm sure you're probably wondering what's opening up a store. His definition of opening up a store is to open your mouth. Every day, how many times are you opening your store? Do you know ATOMY? Have you tried ATOMY product? For him, every opportunity he gets, he opens stores. So example he has shared, he said it at the very beginning stage of ATOMY business. His daily goal was to share ATOMY to 300 people. After he reached the Sharon mastership, he said it reduced to smaller number. But at the beginning, he made his goal of I need to talk to 300 people daily. And then he made a funny jokes. I didn't know that ladies are very scary. When he stopped in front of cosmetic stores, of course they deal with the cosmetics, so those are the people that he wants to make it as a consumers. But he said he was shaking before going in there because he didn't know what they will say, and he wasn't proud of his outfit, or like look at the time, because when we saw him at the Success Academy, yes, he was glowing, he was wearing a very nice suit. But imagine, like he said, he was a bankrupt at the time. He failed the business for 10 years. So of course, we haven't seen him at that time. I'm sure his outlook wasn't not that pleasant. So he was scared for himself too, and then he wasn't sure what the response will be. So he said he didn't know. He thought he loved ladies, but he didn't know that he was really scared of ladies. And when when people seem bit interested with the product, he usually sent those people or ask his wife to come and do the facials, let them really experience with the product. So this is what it did. We are distributors, so we need to distribute our product, but we don't have a physical store to distribute. What do we need to do? We need to keep on open our store everywhere we go. Even if he sits down at the restaurant waiting for his food, whoever's sitting next to him, he will talk to them. He usually carry the sunscreen with him. Yes, unfortunately, we don't have a sunscreen in Canada, but he said he usually carry the sunscreen or the hand therapy in his pocket, and he will talk about it. So he opens store as many times as he can. How do you get the customer? You're not gonna get the customer when you don't open up a store. So he defined it this way: we are distributors. Yes, what is a distributing? He said it's a managing. But in order for you to manage, you need a certain people to manage. You need a certain things to manage. So at the beginning, he worked really hard to get customers, business people. Right? In order for you to become a distributor, you have to learn. You need to learn how to sell. Yes, ATOMY is not about selling, but still, you need to experience. So that's something you can share to your new partners or new members. So at the beginning time, do your best to get many business people, customers as possible. And later, what you do, you will manage. You follow them up. Your work of sharing ATOMY will stop in certain points, but until reaching that time, open up your store as many times as possible. What he has noticed that people has a wrong conception, a wrong concept of ATOMY, and they don't open up a store. They don't open up a store and expect income to come. Depending on how many times you're opening up your store per day, it will depend your income. If you open up your store 10 times a day compared to the people who only opens one time a day, of course there will be because it's a statistic. It's a possibility thing. If you talk to more people, definitely there's a more chance of you getting a customer who will use ATOMY product. Okay, and then one second, the 5. He also mentioned that ATOMY, we do have, I don't know how to say it in Korean, but ATOMY, it also has ATOMY court. So, for example, ATOMY do have a certain rules that we need to follow, right? You're not supposed to steal members from this group to that group. I mean, those certain things. But since ATOMY business is growing big and globally, I heard there are certain leaders who are Imperial or Crown Master. They are selected to be a judge, and there are so many cases every day, right? The illegal act has been happening in the center, so there's a report about it. So, but what Imperial Master Kim said, so many Royal Master, Crown Masters having a headache because of those issues. But this Imperial Master Kim, none. And he said, one thing I'm very proudly can share to all of you today, I'm very stick to the principle. As long as you stick to the principle, yes, it might seem slow at first or seem kind of dull or not wise, But if you stick to the principle, that's what's going to make your team grow and stay strong and for long. Everybody wants, I think even myself, right? We want success in a very short period of time, right? Instead of spending a lot of time, we want to see the great results, but it never happened. But because of that, people do some of the stuff that ATOMY company doesn't want. He said, if you do that, that's something you won't be able to duplicate it. Yes, you might see the instant results, you might see the results, but it won't last. In order for you to go all the way to the Imperial Master, in order for you to reach that, the maximum cap income, you better stick to the rule. Is that when you stick to the rule, less headache for you, team won't scatter. The team will stick together. And he made a joke. I'm a very nice person, but I know there are many people who's talking about me because I made a quick success and I'm very strict. I'm very straightforward. I try not to do anything against the principle. So there are many people who talk about me, but personally, I don't care. And he asked back, do you guys care? Do you guys care that other people talking about you or talking behind you? If you care about that, you cannot do ATOMY. You have to be strong. Your only focus should be your success, your partner's success. Who cares about people talking about you? And he said, number 6, if you're not determined to do it for a certain period of time, don't even start. Like I mentioned, he was very straightforward, right? He said, there are some people who wants to make a very quick success, right? Like joining after 6 months, they said, you know what? I haven't really made any income. So he asked back, what have you done for 6 months? And he also made, the comparison between the people who are doing a full-time and part-time. And I know many of our group, even people who joined the Zoom meeting today, are mostly part-timers. Then he said, don't compare your income or don't compare your speed with the full-timers. Our only investment in ATOMY, yes, your monthly spending. Other than that, our biggest spending will be, biggest investment will be our time. If you are working full-time, of course, you have a monthly salary coming in. So, of course, you spend less time for ATOMY. Don't expect the same income as people who's doing it full-time. People who's doing it full-time, who are actually waiting their income, their whole monthly income, they're dependent on ATOMY. So, of course, they're spending more time on ATOMY. Of course, your full-time results will be way higher than the part-timers. So let's say, like he said, some of the leaders who come, I became Leaders Club, who are making 100,000 a year. I was able to reach the Leaders Club after three years and a half. They were able to reach that level because they're doing it full-time. If you're part-timer, double it up, even more. So that's why what he has noticed it. People, of course, unless you have a certain money saved up, you cannot jump in as a full-time. But once you get, let's say, certain income that you can cover your monthly spending. So, for example, your monthly salary is like a 3,000, 5,000, but you are making that income from ATOMY. That's a time that you can turn into full-time. Right? Because people want full-time job and then huge income from ATOMY. He said that equation doesn't make sense. So personal dilemma becomes when you comparing yourself to full-timers. So most of the full-timers, they can become sales master and maintain as a sales master. We call it auto sales master, usually 2 years, right? But if you're doing it as a part-time, don't expect. If you want to reach on the same level, same time, you need to you need to spend more hours. If you're spending 2 to 3 hours every day for ATOMY, double it up. Even if you're sleeping less, you need to double up the time that you're spending for ATOMY. And even after a year, people come and say they're not seeing the result as they want. He made this example. Even if you're investing money for a certain business, you cannot see the profit even just 6 months later or a year later. If everything goes well, you will even out the break point, usually minimum 3 years. But for ATOMY, do you make an investment? You didn't make any investment, but still you want to see great results after a year? It doesn't make sense. After a year, what results were you expecting? Let's say after a year, you wanted to become shareholders master, making at least $5,000. Did you do amount of work required to reach that level? So people who complain, he said he usually sits down and, like 8 steps to success, 7 is a counseling, right? So of course he will talk to them. Okay, tell me what you did. I will tell you what to do. Right? Of course, you are complaining because you want to make more money. So I will tell you what to do. And he was kind of laughing, right? I was very, what's the word he said? I was very, no, I think I was very surprised. I was very surprised with their reply. Oh, are you expecting this much income? Then this is what you need to do every day. And most people say, I cannot do it. Why are you telling me hard way? I'm here sitting in front of you. I was thinking that since you went all the way, you're gonna give me the shortcut. You're gonna tell me the shortcut. As soon as they mentioned the shortcut, he said, you know what? I think this conversation cannot go further. There is no shortcut in success. He said, unless you meet, like a jackpot star partner, there is no way you're gonna make the success without inputting any effort. It's impossible. So whoever come to him complaining, and then when he really open up their lineage or what they do daily, they also he make them realize what they have done wrong, and then guide them in the right way, right? And then make them realize their current situation. If you only can spend 3 hours, and for 3 hours, how many people are you actually contacting, right? If you want better results, in 3 hours, you need to meet, if you're meeting only 10 people, you need to meet at least 20 people. Then he said, of course, people will say, oh, my time is limited. How can I increase? How can I increase the number of people that I meet? How can I jump from 10 to 20? He said, that's what you need to work on. My suggestion, if you are spending certain number of minutes per person, cut it into half. Right? Don't try to explain everything to that 10 individual. Just share half. Make them curious about ATOMY and let them come to seminar and find out. If you keep on doing that, you'll be able to meet 20 people. When you meet certain people, you're trying to explain everything. When you sit down, you want to talk about the product, compensation, the vision. Do you think those people will like to come to seminars? Definitely no, because they got the information. When you ask them to come to seminar, they will say, oh, you told me already, do I have to go to a seminar? But he said the best way of inviting and make them curious comes to seminar on their own will. When you meet someone, even if you want to really share everything and then you want to show the vision on that day, just give something. Don't share everything, just give them something. We'll make them curious about this company, which they want to come to the seminar. If they say, oh, you know what, I want to know more, then just pretend you don't know. You know what, come to seminar, then you will find out more. Because even his group at the beginning, even himself, most the hardest part for him was bring people to the seminar because nobody wants to go. But he learned the strategy from his other leaders, and he also tried it. Instead of he explaining everything, you know what, I don't know much, but why don't you come to the seminar? Why don't you come to Success Academy and you find out for yourself? then people who are interested and people are curious about getting extra money or another types of business, they are willing to come. And then once they come, you know, it's their choice. And we all know once people come to seminar or success, especially Success Academy, they will see something that we can really share individually. Okay. And number 7, he really shared the story of his lineage, and it was kind of funny story because when he joined, and that's one thing that he said, people who's doing business right now, you are in a paradise. So don't complain. Don't complain for there are not many products. System is not perfect because he said when I started it, we didn't even have a proper website. Because you say this is an online shopping mall, but we didn't have a proper website. And we only had a 2 product. He said at the time, 6 skincare set and Himohim. That was the only product they had. And this is the most funniest part. When you register members, you fill up the form and you have to send the fax to the head office. So right now, once you get the information, you don't even have to fill up the form. But as long as your friend send you the information, you will be able to register, or they can even register by themselves. But at the time, you have to fill out the form. You need to fax to the head office. So head office will do the registration for you. So imagine that. We are really living in a paradise. We are in a really good environment to do ATOMY business. So this is what he said. When he first, his wife, where she got this ATOMY product was one of her friend, like a sister, like older friend, and she introduced the ATOMY product. So wife started using it, and wife's friend actually asked them to go to head office. So it was wife and a friend who visited head office where they didn't even have a proper signage. They had A4 paper say ATOMY. So actually she visited there, and then actually she did she was able to miss CEO part. But what's important is when after they came back, wife somehow sees the potential in the business. There's a possibility to make some money. So there was a one-day seminar they're supposed to attend. So wife called a friend, but it was on the speakerphone, and Imperial Master Kim happened to be on the same room. So wife asked a friend, "Hey, tomorrow it's tomorrow is a one-day seminar. Are you coming?" And surprisingly, that friend's answer, yeah, tomorrow is a one-day seminar, but I will go if you're going. And they hang up the phone. So once they hang up the phone, Imperial Master Kim said, if you're gonna do ATOMY business, don't do it with her. She's not a leader type. If it's a leader, she's supposed to say, of course, I'll go to one-day seminar. You must come with me. But instead, she said, I will go if you're going. So if you're gonna do the ATOMY business, don't do it with her. So imagine, for her, she lost a big jackpot partner. So Imperial Master Kim has not been registered. So this membership form is handing around somewhere. So this Imperial Master Kim membership form has been given to Imperial Master number 3. So ID number 4. ID number 4. So that's another Imperial Master Kim Song-il. So he came here last year. So they were friends. So his membership form was given to him. But on that day, on the Success Academy, Imperial Master number 5 showed up and told the Imperial Master number 4, you know what? This member is our common friend, so you cannot register this member to your right. We better put it in our common line. So actually, he signed up a membership form, but he actually signed on the actual ATOMY website a few weeks later. So something we cannot really imagine right now, right? And this is what he explained it, right? You all waiting for that star partner. To that friend of his wife's friend, the couple was a star partner, but she lost it. Why? Because she wasn't ready. If they were registered under her, they got the partner who became an Imperial Master, so she can be Imperial Master too. But she missed that opportunity because she wasn't ready as a leader. And this is what he has added. Don't just expect for luck. Luck only come to the people who are actioning, who are moving forward. Because luck is also moving, but luck will come to the people who actually working hard, moving forward. Luck come to those people. Luck wouldn't come to the people who just waiting for a luck. He said one of his partner who became Crown Master, one of his partner who became Crown Master, it's their case. She joined ATOMY, but within a month, after she joined, within a month, she ended up getting two key partners on the left and right. And Imperial Master Kim said it's really 1 in a million cases that she became a Crown Master, but she doesn't even know how she got there, because she ended up getting the two key partners from the beginning stage. But he said, I know many of the people envy her for her becoming Crown Master, but she has nothing to share. Yes, she got the title as a Crown Master, but she has nothing to share to the partners. And so he asked another question. Do you want to become a leader who will get respect from partners, or do you want just to be the, not even leader, just get the title, money from ATOMY? Just getting title and money will make you lonely because nobody wants to be around you. You want to become a leader who can share a lot to your partners. What is it sharing? Your experience, your road. You have to go to Sales Master, Diamond Master, Sharon's Master. You have to get there, so you will tell your partners. Even you going out, even you without you taking the road, you won't be telling your partners to let's go. He gave an example with the story, like recent trip that he had after he became an Imperial Master. He wanted to rest a little bit, so I don't know why he took that trip. Because if you want to take a rest, of course you want to go for. If you want to take a rest, if you want to go to resort, right? But instead, he went to Nepal for hiking. He's doing the hiking tour. Was like very high mountain, like not really a Himalayan top, but he really went on like a high top mountain trip adventure. He joined the adventure, and he said that that's something he haven't done it before, but he was able to complete it because of the guide. So he made an example like this. Okay, when we arrived in Nepal, we saw the guide, the local person, right? The guide, we're gonna hike the mountain, but he came with the sleepers, like very casual looking. You know what? It seems very hard, but it's not that hard. Just follow me. So Imperial Master Kim was kind of like scared because this is something he haven't done it. But as the guy said, you know what? Just go for it. Just follow me. So even though it was hard for Imperial Master Kim, he was able to complete that adventure because of the guide. Why he shared the story? Because he said, you know why I'm sharing this story? You all need to become that guide. He said, what if that guide told me, you know what? It's pretty scary to go up there. It's very tough to go up there. Then would you want to go? No. If your guide keep on scaring you, it's scary out there, you don't want to go. But Imperial Master Kim was able to complete it, even though it was really hard. He said it was like really, he was dying at the end of the venture. He wasn't able to do it because he was able to do it because of the guide. So he said, you have to be. We all need to become the guide. That's what the sponsors are doing, right? If you want the success, challenge. You need to go for the sales master. That's the first, right? Even without going sales master, don't expect any big thing from ATOMY. Challenge it. Whether it's hard or not hard, it will become as your experience. Your experience is asset in ATOMY. And once you become sales master, what do? After you become a sales master, your next step, keep on making sales masters in your team. Then when you do that, you'll become diamond master. You'll become Sharon's master. ATOMY business, you become sales master as soon as possible, and then you should share your experience. It's like a guide. You're guiding them to become sales master, not one to many as possible. Because it's not only you making money, you also want to show how to make money in ATOMY. Because as we all know, there are two different types of income in ATOMY. There are general commission and mastership bonus. General commission, mastership bonus, many people just going after the general commission. Why? Why are you missing out the mastership bonus? If you're collecting everything, you'll be able to get income from ATOMY. So direct deposit from ATOMY 6 times a month. 4 times of general commission, depositing every Tuesday. And 2 times a month, you'll be collecting mastership bonus. But why are you only after general commission 4 times a month? More money is hiding at the mastership bonus. When you go for sales master, your goal is to get 2.5 within the period. Yes, you're after the title plus you're after the mastership bonus. But what comes along with the mastership bonus? General commission. So he said, don't just look narrow of making 300 every day, right? Make bigger vision of challenging for the mastership. Once you challenge, you know how to get there. So it will be easier for you to guide next partner. More partner you make for sales master, you kind of know how. More experience you have, more you can share to your partners. Because ATOMY business, everybody think it's hard because this is something we never done it before. Right? When you work in a new company, of course, you think it's hard at first a couple of weeks because that's something you haven't done it. But working after 1 year, 2 years, sometimes you don't want to go to work because you end up doing the same thing all over again. Same thing is ATOMY. But ATOMY is always new because it's a relationship business. We're not just doing our task. We are responsible making our partners become successful. In order for you to do that, there are many obstacles, challenges, but you need to overcome because your goal is to not only you become successful, your goal is to make your partners. That's your responsibility. You need to make many of your partners make income, then your income come automatically. Let me see whether I'm missing any other points. So last part, he said, many people says they understand ATOMY compensation plan, but when you actually talk to them, when you actually talk to people, and people who kind of, people kind of give up or they kind of lost their passion, they don't know what the meaning of unlimited level. Explain to them. Explain what it is. Even though it takes time because of unlimited levels, we all can make success in ATOMY. People give up in 6 months. People think it's hard after a year. They haven't understand ATOMY compensation completely. He said, once you understand it, that make you keep on going because you know what to expect. But people don't know the details of ATOMY compensation plan. They're just going after the money. So when you're chasing after the money, money will not follow you. So spend your time. He says spend your time. So all of us, right? Spend our times to educate our partners once again about the compensation plan. And key point here, we are one server global system plus unlimited level.